It's exciting. I mean, obviously, we've had a lot of time to train, work on things that we've been implementing in these games that have been going well and haven't been going well. So it's been good to kind of take a step back and really address the issues and kind of keep working on our craft and implementing the ideas that the coaching staff wants us to show on the field. So yeah, we're excited for a 3-game week. We're very optimistic. And we want all 9 points.
Great, thank you. We'll go ahead and open the questions on Zoom. We'll start with Jacob Shames.
Yeah, Amar, this team has only scored 1 goal in 4 games under BJ Callahan. It hasn't scored an MLS goal in it's the last 4 games, I guess. But you've had plenty of opportunities. I guess how much of that maybe do you think just comes down to a degree of confidence where you're maybe in a slump and you kind of just need 1 goal to break out and can't get it?
Yeah, I mean, definitely the opportunities have been there. I think if you see how us as a group and as a team that we played maybe 6 months ago versus now, it's like 2 different identities, and we're very comfortable in the style of play, and especially when we get the ball going forward, like we see a lot of runs, we see a lot of combination play, attacking the wide areas, and it's just a matter of, I think when it finally gets going, when we get that momentum, I think we're going to be a very hard team to stop. So it's just a matter of when we get that moment to execute on it and then build that energy around it in the right direction and kind of use that to our advantage. So I think there's better days ahead.
Jacob, go ahead if you have another.
Yeah, and with Atlanta, having another team that made a coaching change earlier in the season, haven't hired a permanent coach, but they're still a couple months in under their interim coach. I guess what advantages, disadvantages do you feel it brings to Saturday's matchup to just have a team in a pretty similar situation, also having had a coaching change and also fighting for one of those spots in the back end of the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very familiar with Rob Valentino. Obviously, when I was in Atlanta, he came in as the interim coach whenever the coach got fired there in 2021. So, he's a coach that's a big motivator, great guy, all about culture, all about team, and he's going to make sure those guys are, really ready going into Saturday. So it's going to be important that we don't respond to the intensity, but rather we set the intensity if we want to get 3 points away from home. So it's a great opportunity for us. Obviously, they're, I believe, 4 or 5 points ahead of us on the playoff line, and it's really important that we get a good result from this game and put ourselves in a better position with the playoff line.
Ben Wright.
Yeah, Amar, you just mentioned the table. Just looking at it now, getting a win, obviously. I know you guys want to get the win and kind of break the losing streak, but also it would completely change the table. Do you feel like at this point in the season there's even more kind of pressure and I guess just how do you feel like the mood is going into this one, knowing kind of just how important it is to start picking up results, and I guess maybe how little time there is to start getting those? Yeah,
I mean, nobody really wants to be in the position that we're at, say, given this time of year, but I think it's an opportunity to kind of show everything that we've been working on and the fight that we have in the team and the cohesiveness that we have and what we're trying to implement from the new coaching staff. And there's no better time than now for all of that to start clicking and for us to start getting results on the road, at home, and securing a late playoff spot. And then ultimately when playoff starts, it's kind of fair game. I mean, it's other than the 3-game series, I mean, you win and you keep going on. So catching a good stride now would be fantastic leading into playoffs.
And go ahead, Ben, if you have another.
Yeah, and then just kind of the summer has been a pretty weird schedule for you guys. I think almost 3 weeks off after Leagues Cup, and then now another long period. Do you feel like that has helped kind of with BJ starting around that time, kind of getting more time on the training ground to implement stuff? Or do you feel like it's hard to have so much time off and then drop back immediately into pretty important games?
I mean, I think you can look at it both ways, just like you said. I think it's good from the fact of, you know, intense trainings, kind of implementing a new style of play, and kind of getting the understanding from, you know, what's expected of us and what we need to do, and what we're doing well and what we're not doing well. So it's kind of interesting how we've had games to kind of see like what's been going well, what hasn't, and then we have time to train it, and then a game periodically. So it's a hard answer to say. Sometimes when you play a lot more games, it's better because then you have a constant kind of trial of what you're doing, rather than, you know, when you're training for 2 weeks, 3 weeks at a time without a game, and then a game comes along and then you're trying to implement it. So there's a mix in between of good and bad.
All right, thanks so much, Amar. We'll be right back, guys, with Coach Callahan.
Thank you, guys.